You know what time it is.
I hear you.
Hold on, look at the camera.
I'm
Say
not
hello.
camera. I hear
Hello.
you.
What's your name?
What's up, y'all?
What's your name?
What's up?
What's your name?
Armani.
My name, boss. Y'all know what time it is. Oh, shit. Shit. I'm not a philosopher or nothing like that, but if the energy doesn't hit, the reps will show it. Now let's get into the episode. I'm Boss, and this is Boss Moves, where we go to work with the ones already putting in work. Today, I'm here with actress, model, creative genius. Man, I can just keep going on and on about this amazing lady.
Thank you.
Normani, I appreciate you for being on the show.
Thank you for having
This is
me.
absolutely incredible.
Yes.
And before we start, we got to kick it off that, we from Houston.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? H-Town.
What you know about that?
H-Town,
281
you know what I mean?
713.
You got to rep our city. You got to know your city. You got to rep where you're from. Well, I'm excited that you're on this show with me today. I mean, I learned a lot of amazing things about you. Been seeing your career. We have the mutual family friend that is on your team that is amazing. And I'm just excited to jump into your health journey, your mindset, where you're going. I've seen you make some boss moves. Boss moves from transitioning from Fifth Harmony to your solo career. What did that look like for you when you made that pivot?
You know, I always say that music chose me. And my dad, growing up, he would always tell me, to utilize all of my God-given abilities. Because surprisingly, most people might not know. I used to be so afraid. Singing was the one thing that I was afraid to do. I started out in dance, and then through dance, my love for music grew. And I was singing around the house all the time. But even in the group, my mom would be like, why do you like to hide? Is it just you feel safe, like you feel the comfort of being in a group? I always loved girl groups, from Destiny's Child, TLC. So when that transition ended up happening, honestly, it was a complete whirlwind. But I feel like it was by the grace of God and just everything that I felt that I learned about myself. And finally, in that moment, it proved, just based on all of the love that I received too. I remember, I'll never forget the Billboard Music Awards, where I performed solo for the first time with Khalid.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I agree. I saw that. Yep, I saw that.
That was my first solo performance outside of the group. And I just felt like that was a monumental moment for me, where I was able to give myself a pat on the back, but also acknowledge the fact that I am enough even outside of the entity of the group. So
that's amazing. I did some research. I like the song Motivation. When you're thinking about your creative process and naming a song, does you find it, or how does that come up?
To be honest, I feel like each experience is different. Sometimes I'm such a visual artist, and sometimes I'm visually inspired before I even go into the studio. So I'll see a color, or I'll be inspired by something on Pinterest, and then I'll go into the studio and create based off of that. Or sometimes, I end up having exactly what it is that I want to talk about, and then the visual comes after that. So it kind of varies, but with Motivation in particular, representation was really important for me. I grew up, like I said, I love Beyonce.
Yeah.
I love Destiny's Child, Toni Braxton, and just having Black women to be able to allow me to believe that I could also attain what they were doing meant everything to me. And so even with the music video, a lot of people know at this point, Motivation, it wasn't my favorite song at the time, but I know I can acknowledge the why now, and that just comes with maturity. Yeah. But now I can acknowledge that.
Sometimes the best body of work that you make is the one that you don't see happening, because you are so into the process. You can look back at a body of work and say, man, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes your value comes from the outside of people seeing something that you put out creatively, artistically, that it hits them differently than it may have hit you. So
what else it was? I think because representation is so important to me, I didn't feel like it completely represented who I wanted to be presented as coming outside of the group. We didn't really have much control artistically and creatively. So I said, okay, if God gives me the opportunity to do this thing on my own, I'm not going to take that opportunity for granted. At the time, I didn't appreciate the song. Changed my life forever. But now, like I said, with maturity, I can understand it better. But that's why the music video was what it was.
Okay. Yeah.
I sound like this Black as hell.
All right.
That was important to me.
I love it. So we can get ready to go work out. Are you okay with the workout? I know you work out.
Oh, I'm with it. I'm with it.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Lil Burn ain't gonna, hurt you, but we ready to go.
I do this.
But this segment is Can You Keep Up, right?
Okay.
So I want to put this right above your knees. I want you to put this right. So go and go up. We're about to fire them glutes up.
Oh,
I know you got a trainer. I know you've been working out. Put this on right there around your ankles. Yep, we're about to work out. Thinking about your foundation, your mother. Talking about her. We'll go right here, right? And right now what we're going to do is going to do some side shuffles while we talk.
Okay.
Side shuffles while we talk. Stay low, stay low, stay low. Tell me how your mother has played an amazing foundation into who you are, your mother and your dad. I know that family's super, super important to you. Give me a little bit of understanding of how important that is.
My family is the foundation and reason that I feel that I am who I am.
Okay.
They've supported me in absolutely everything that I ever said that I wanted to do.
Okay.
Even if it was at the age of 3 and I was watching Annie and said, Mom, I want to do that one day.
Okay.
Like, they never looked at me crazy. They've always, even if we didn't financially at the time, my dad worked 2 and 3 jobs just to make sure and ensure that we had and didn't need for anything.
You're doing good, by the way. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You hear me a little out of breath?
No. You're doing good. Just keep
Little
it
bit.
up.
And I owe everything to them, honestly.
Yeah. Now, right here, we're
They're
going to do
right.
right here. Just stick back. We're going to do 20. So we have a similarity. My mom had breast cancer.
Wow.
I know that your mother had breast cancer. She beat it, Andrea. When she was going through that, how old were you? How did you?
So the first time I was 5.
5, okay.
Didn't fully grasp exactly the severity of what was happening.
The switch.
And then the second time,
Good.
it happened in my adulthood.
Okay.
I was about, this was what, in 2020?
6.
2021.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. And then my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So that was definitely the most difficult season, I would say, of my life, especially trying to get this body to work out.
Yeah.
And people not necessarily knowing, everything that's happening.
Burning, ain't you?
Ooh, love.
Pan you up. All right, now we're going to do a stanky leg. Get on that toe. And then we'll give you a breather so you can catch your breath. When I hear that, to me, that has to be some level of deep strength, right? For you to, in your career, to say, I got to keep going. How does that, being able to see her and your dad continue to motivate you to be where you are today? Like when you think in your mind.
It's crazy because like at a time where they were so vulnerable and it was a life or death situation, they gave me the strength.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Even just to continue to push on. Like there were moments where I would wake up and I'm not inspired to go to the studio and make the records that I have to make.
Yeah.
My dad would always ask, he's like my biggest cheerleader. He's like, so how's the album
Squat
coming?
jumps.
Like that did everything for them.
Yeah.
To get through chemo and radiation. So I felt like I knew that I had to.
Yeah.
If not for myself, for them.
Yeah. My mom, so blessed. My mom passed away when I was 11. And I would say it was a pivotal point when I was playing my football career where I just wanted to make my mom proud. That became the anchor of my existence. Her death gave me life. Right? And if that makes any sense. And it's just beautiful because I understand the strength that's connected to that. And I also understand the strength that's connected to these jump squats that look like you're going real slow and you hurting on. Yeah. You're doing good though. The hair staying in place. You know what I mean? You've done this. Yes. You there. All right, Tom. You can come out of that. All right, now we're just going to go into some basic back lunges because I'm warming you up still. You go all the way back and you can just do this in a gradual conversation.
Legs.
Yep. Switch legs. Who's your musical motivation?
Like within my generation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always going to be Beyonce.
Okay.
Honestly.
I know there's Aaliyah. I know.
Yes, I love Aaliyah, Brandy, Monica, Tony, Janet.
You talk about Black women a lot and what you want to be for women in general. What is one of those things that you feel like you want to stand out mostly about what you're doing that they can relate to? What do you want young women or women in general to know about you to continue?
I would say, like I said, representation has always been very important.
You got 5 more. I'm counting.
It's about representing every Black woman, every brown woman. I feel like society feels as though they have Black women figured out.
Yeah.
But we're so multifaceted and multidimensional, and there's so many layers to us that we don't deserve to just be
more like
boxed.
More.
Oh, I did more than 5?
Yeah. Well,
You could have said
boxed. I said this can you keep up, but you said multifaceted.
Multifaceted. We don't deserve to be boxed in.
Yeah.
Like we can be all the things.
Okay.
And there's nothing that we can't attain.
This This is called Who's the Boss right here.
Okay.
This right here, because you know, you do your thing. I want to be a part of your thing. So you can challenge me to whatever you want. I don't care if it's in the gym. I don't care what kind of move you want to do. I'm an expert at this. Again, we compete to uplift. I don't know. you know what I'm saying? I like to talk shit.
Like I got a little something up my sleeve.
Okay, what you got to do, sleep? I'm ready. So you tell me to move.
You want to learn an 8 count?
What's that?
Can you dance a little bit?
Absolutely not dance.
Absolutely not.
That's probably the worst thing.
No.
I'll
You're
try.
over there talking about the stinky leg. I know you could.
No, I was trying. Like that's just I could do that. Like it's like you know
the
what I mean?
motion.
The motion, but like even
Okay.
8 count. I don't know what 8 count is, but
Okay.
because you listen to me,
Yeah.
I'll definitely do an 8 count. I'll try to do an 8
Okay.
count.
I'm
gonna embarrass myself.
Where does it start? Confidence.
Confidence. I have that.
Even if you're confidently wrong, it's okay.
All right, let's
Yeah.
do it. All right.
So I'm gonna teach you
Okay.
wild side, a little piece of wild side.
Wild side.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm ready
Okay.
for it. By the way, I'm not a dancer.
It's okay.
All right, but we
Yeah,
confident. Let's
we
go.
confident.
First of all, I gotta be loose. That's my.
And we're already
I'm so tight already. Yeah.
All right. All right. So here we're gonna go.
Okay. and-
We're gonna jump and we're gonna go. I.
Okay. So.
Up here.
Up here. Okay.
You gotta complete the movement.
Okay. all right.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna go. I.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
Wanna.
Wanna. Oh shit.
So you cross and you do this at the same time.
Okay. So let me see.
So we're gonna go. I wanna drive you.
Okay. So.
I wanna drive you.
Drive you.
Yep. And
Okay.
then you're gonna go crazy.
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 All right. Let's try. Let's try. All right. Let me see you do it one time,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna try to do it.
So we're going 5, 6, 7, 8. I wanna drive you crazy. Crazy.
Okay. I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Ready? We're gonna do it together.
All right.
3.
5. So in dance you go 5, 6, 7,
See, that's
8.
what. That's why the fuck.
That's how we count in.
That's what an 8 count is. And then you jump on 8.
No, that's not it at
Oh.
all. It's okay.
Oh, I thought 5,
I'm counting-
6, 7, 8. Boom. That's what.
So we're counting in.
Okay. So
Yeah.
counting in, not down.
Right.
Okay. Got
5, 6, 7, 8. I wanna drive you crazy. I
Oh.
wanna drive you.
it. Oh shit.
I wanna drive you crazy.
Hold on, but the swirl, I missed the. Boom.
But you need to shift your weight. Crazy.
Okay. Hold up.
Boom.
Boom.
Your arms are no. You gotta. Boom.
Boom. See, I.
Boom.
Okay. Boom.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I
Yeah.
almost got that shit.
Boom. Boom.
Okay.
Yes. See I feel like you're committed though,
I'm
because that jump you was all the way up there.
Right. All right, let me see you do the full 8 count.
All right.
All right, let me see what I got. 7, 8. Boom. Turn, 8. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Look at
Boom.
him.
Yeah.
See Daisy. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Shit. I'm dead.
You wanna do?
I'm a little thrown off.
It's okay.
That's what makes me great at my craft, but I can't do this. All right, let's try it again. I'm gonna stop talking.
Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens
All
iron.
right. This is the last one. I definitely can't go into the second chapter.
That's okay.
I'm in chapter 1 still.
But guess what? At least you showed up and you committed.
I'm committing.
Yes.
So, all right, here we go. Last one.
So
Well, I don't get it.
we're
Ready?
gonna do it a little quicker though.
All right,
Okay.
ready on your count.
All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. I wanna drive you crazy, crazy. Yeah.
I fucked it up.
It's okay.
I fucked it up.
We'll
Right.
practice it.
All right, we still got more to talk about.
I'm proud. I'm proud.
Yeah, that was All right, so I want 60 seconds of work.
Okay.
You're gonna be doing donkey kicks, and I need to answer as fast as you can. I'm gonna be slanging these things. All right.
All right.
All right. Here we go. We're going in 3, 2, 1, go. One word that describes you.
Love God.
One word. Dream collab.
Beyonce.
Okay. Where did you go for peace?
Church.
Heels or sneakers?
Ooh, heels.
Creole or barbecue?
Barbecue.
The moment you knew you were enough.
My family. Around my family.
Okay. The favorite quote or favorite verse?
I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
Okay. Singing or dancing?
Can't choose. That's not fair.
One word answers. You get a break. Nobody asked you to give me that's not fair.
Can't.
Can't.
That's a one word answer.
What helps you overcome creative blocks?
The beach.
Other leg. Let's go.
Outdoors.
Outdoors. What does leveling up look like for you?
Spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally.
One word, Normani. I don't understand. I said one word. Oh my goodness. What's your safe space?
Houston.
All right, great. Faith feels like.
Peace.
Oh my goodness, she's getting it. You go to recharge where? Yep.
The studio.
Go-to workout song.
Cardi's album.
Favorite song you've made.
Motivation.
All right, good.
No, Wild Side.
You can't, one answer.
Wild Side.
First
You
thing-
knew it wasn't motivation.
It's the first thing that comes to your mind. You know what time it is.
I hear you.
Hold on, look at the camera.
I'm
Say
looking at
hello.
the camera, I hear
Hello.
you.
What's your name?
What's up, y'all?
What's your name?
What's up?
What's your name?
Armani.
My name, boss. Y'all know what time it is. Oh, shit. Got her ass. Smoke your ass. Gotcha.
I
Still.
won.
And still.
I won. Didn't I cross
Got it.
first?
Got it.
I crossed
that
first. I
line.
crossed first.
I crossed the line.
Oh, come on, y'all. Y'all saw.
Her hair crossed the line.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
My bundles. My bob said my
Nice
bob was
bob,
bobbing.
but I caught you. And I got the video footage to prove it. Yeah, so we did a lot.
We did do a lot.
We did a lot on them bands, you know what I mean? At you on those lunges. You got me on a choreograph. 8 count.
But we're gonna have to learn the rest of it at some point.
I'm stiff, and it was clear. You could look on camera and see how stiff it was.
It was evident. I'm not gonna lie, but you showed up.
I did.
That's half the battle.
Be positive.
I
Be
am.
positive woman. I appreciate that.
I am.
Which brings me to a lot of amazing things we talked about. You know, we were talking about your transition at one point and what you're doing now and how you're pivoting to being an actress.
Yes.
What does that look like? You know, this new chapter of
Mhm.
actress looks like for you.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's always about pushing myself and elevating. You know, there's always something to learn. And I'm a creative at heart, whether that be in music, whether that be in film and television. For me, it's just about not being complacent. Like I've always gone by, I want to be a student, I want to absorb, I want to be a sponge. Like the second that you stop learning, for me, I feel like I'm already 10 steps behind. For me, acting, that's something that I've always wanted to do. Obviously, music, you know, was at the forefront and took a lot of that time, which it still will be priority, but I want to be taken seriously in acting as well, film and television.
Tell me about Freaky Tales.
Yeah, Freaky Tales it was an incredible experience. That was actually my very first film.
Okay.
So it was a monumental moment for me. And the cast, we had Pedro Pascal, Dominique Thorne, Jay Ellis was in it, and the directors were incredible too. So for me, it was about alignment, but also, like I said earlier, just like learning from the vets. Like everybody within the cast had been doing this for a long time. So I was kind of like, you know, the newcomer. But they just encouraged me, and I was able to watch myself back and not be so critical. Like I feel like in a way that I can be critical when it comes to music, I wasn't that in film. And I also ended up going to Sundance for the very first time, which is huge. Yes. First film, Sundance. And I got Variety's Breakthrough Artist Award.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel, I mean, of course, validated, you know, especially in a space that I feel like I hadn't really been able to take on. So it was just incredible, you know, by people that I look up to in the industry, whether that be like filmmakers, writers, directors. Like it was nice to get that like validation.
So you say you learned a lot when you were on this last movie. What was the thing that stands out the most? Is it a person? Is it something that happened? Because how long were you on set? What was that like?
It was a pretty quick turnaround, but I feel like the biggest takeaway for me was being able to be vulnerable in a way, I mean, that I do allow myself to be vulnerable in music, but it's not a music video. You know, like you got to be okay with the imperfections, but I feel like I learned that there's beauty in the imperfections. I feel like a lot of what I learned, I'll definitely take into my music.
When you think about Boss Up, right? What more are you trying to accomplish?
For me, it's bigger than music. It's bigger than any film that I'll ever be in or any award or accolade. It's about impact and it's about purpose for me. Like I feel like God has used me as a vessel and continues to use me as a vessel to reach people. You know, just about being a light. Obviously, we all know the state of the world. There's a lot of heaviness and, you know, whether it be a conversation, you never know what difference that could make and have the ability and power to change the trajectory of somebody else's career, but also just like whether it's a choreographer or hair and makeup team, like creating space and creating opportunity for the people around me as well. So that's really what it is about. It's not ever about the fame and,
Yeah.
all of the things that come with. For me, it's about, okay, God, what is it that you're calling me to do in this season with the people that you've placed around me? Like, how can I be of service to them? How can I help them reach the fullest of their potential or capacity or whatever it is that you're calling them to do too? So I look at it as if I'm like a vessel.
What I'm most proud to hear you talk about is your faith
Mhm.
very openly and really lead in a place where no one is talking about it. That's
Mhm.
important to me because it's the foundation. And we're
Yes.
talking about the core foundation of who you are, what energy radiates through you
Mhm.
so that you can be amazing for other people. When you're dedicated to your principles, which is what you keep talking about,
Yeah.
principle, that's why I keep showing up. And so I'm appreciative that you keep saying that so
Mhm.
that you can continue to lead people because they are watching. A lot of things will change.
Mhm.
But as your voice continues to echo the same thing
Right.
and the body of work from, like, I think when we first talked, it's like something you did 10 years ago to today to
Mhm.
something 10 years later, they all can almost sound the same.
Right. Mhm.
And so that's why Boss Moves beyond is beyond the gym. It's what you're talking about. It's those pillars, those next chapters. So when you do go into becoming a bigger actress, the principles of music and dance and modeling all stay the same for you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's the foundation.
it's the foundation.
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
Yep.
As we wrap this up, what boss moves are you making in this part of your life?
For me, working on new music, which I'm really excited for,
Okay.
but having fun this time. Like I said, I feel the last album,
Mhm.
I lost a lot of, I don't know, opportunity to just like have fun and enjoy the process. So that's my main objective this time around. And like I said, really focusing more on film and television. And then also in my personal life, just being intentional, and pouring into myself,
I love that.
staying connected with God, getting outdoors more,
Mhm.
really just doing the things that bring me more constant joy.
I'll just share with you, you said there was a troubling few years in your life and your
Yeah.
foundation. You realize that life is to be celebrated.
Yes.
And a lot of times I think one of the most beautiful things is don't complicate what's already complicated. You know what I mean?
Life
Keeping
is
it
hard.
simple. It is.
Yes.
But if we look at it in the place of like, that's just going to be what it's going to be,
Right.
then we start accepting things a little bit differently.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what it sounded like for me from your voice to my ears is that things have happened. You've had a strong foundation.
Yeah.
Your mom, your dad. It's been some rough years, but you've always stayed.
Endured and been resilient.
Yeah.
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 The 20s, I feel crazy in my 20s. I'm like, Lord, does it get better? But
Yeah.
I heard the 30s are the new 20s.
The
I'll be
30s are the
30
new 20s.
next year. So.
Okay, so 40s are the new 30s.
Yeah.
By the way, we got to make sure we understand that we're getting better with age. We're not doing it the other way around.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're getting better. So you'll be all right.
Well, a little more wisdom, a lot more
A
wisdom.
lot more wisdom.
You know?
A lot
A
more
lot
understanding.
more strength, understanding.
Yeah. And I got to say, H-Town, that's where we from. Got to represent it. Even though you kind of
transition. New Orleans originally.
Yeah, want to make sure because it's going to be
Yes.
people that want to make sure. Girl, you was
People always assume do I sound like I'm from LA?
not to me,
Okay.
but some people say I sound like I'm from LA, and I'm like, I know I'm from Houston.
I can hear. I think it's because we recognize Houston and each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What high school you go to?
Well, I was homeschooled.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that because you was always acting.
Yep.
Got it.
It started really early for me.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is.
Since
How was that for you?
Was it sixth grade or sixth grade?
How was that? But you were busy.
Yeah. Like I was flying out during like pilot season,
Got it.
going on auditions, vocal lessons, pageants. Like my mom and my dad had me in literally everything. But I wanted to go back to school for high school. I actually auditioned for HSPVA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You're familiar.
I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't end up getting in.
Well, look at you now.
Yeah.
That's an amazing thing. That wasn't a thing that like gave you a little bit of motivation.
Well, that was the same year I auditioned for X Factor.
Mm.
And then I also, that same year, I went to the Miss Texas pageant.
Mm.
And I was going up for the Miss Teen Texas title.
Mhm.
And I ended up getting 5th place. So it was all just like, it made sense because if I would have won that title, that would have been a year-long commitment. Therefore, I wouldn't have been able to go on X Factor. So like God he was in it.
So that's what I want to see. We wrapping up and then you give me some gems like that. You know what I mean? Like that's amazing because I feel like that's so foundational alongside of your journey of like certain things don't always got to go the way we want them to go.
Yeah.
Right. And that those things that didn't happen are the blessings you're in today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like me not being able to do what I wanted to do in the NFL led me to be who I am today. Like hearing you say that is like what people should hear.
Yeah.
Like you should say it louder for the people in the back, and you hear that. It's like those things that don't go your way right away isn't a no now.
Mhm.
It's just a no now, not for later.
It's redirection.
Mhm.
Yep.
And so look at Normani now.
Even if you don't understand in the moment, you
Yeah.
just gotta have faith and trust.
I know you got to go to work. I know you got another job to do, and I appreciate you spending some time with me today.
Thank you.
It's another episode of Boss Moves.
Hey, I had fun. I really did.
This is great, and I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Thank
And
you.
I look forward to you coming back because
Yes.
we're gonna do some more workouts, some deep conversations. Jen's in the gym, and
And I'm gonna beat you again in the race.
we didn't finish line. Yeah, it said border. All right.
What you know about that?
Hey, Sean,
281
you know what I mean?
713.
Got to rip our shit. You're doing good though. The hair stand in place. You know what I mean? You've done this. Yes.
Shoot.
You there?
Boom. Boom.
Okay.
Yes.